Hi, Claire and everybody. Nice to meet you. I am going to do the interview for you. I've decided to use my video, not just my microphone, and I'm going to do my best to sort of follow along with the questions and answer them for you. I have the questions up to the side here, so I'm going to keep referring to them so I don't forget any. I've had some time to think about my answers, and anyway, I'll do my best. So I'm Elizabeth Andrews, and I teach grade 10 English here at FHS. I also teach 12-3 currently. This is my first year at FHS, but it's not my first year teaching. I've been a teacher since 2005. I am really excited to be here, though. My first job, so I kind of had a couple of first jobs. My first jobs were like a combination of delivering newspapers and selling Avon. But then I kind of kept those going. And then I guess my first job outside of those things would have been working at McDonald's. What universities did I attend? Okay. I started out, my first degree is from St. Thomas. I have an honors in English language and literature. And then I did my Bachelor of Education at St. Thomas University as well. And for my Master's of Education, I went to UNB and did education as my master's, which I think I just said. Yeah. So rapid fire questions. I'm looking at these next, and I know I can't prepare these in advance. Tim Hortons or Starbucks? Starbucks, 100%. Early or late? Oh, late. Ada Ellerum just said, for what? For M to Z? I don't know how to answer that. Okay, rap or country? Rap. Coffee or tea? Coffee. Cats or dogs? Dogs. Android or Apple? Currently Android, switching to Apple, so I guess Apple. Those were hard. That A to L and M to Z one was really hard. I don't know where that was. I didn't know where to take that at all. Okay. So 2 professional questions. What inspired me to be a teacher was one of the ones that I chose to address with you. So that's kind of a hard question. So for me personally, I kind of had I didn't enjoy school. I didn't have a great time at school, and I just didn't feel like I had anyone that I could connect to at school in terms of teachers and things like that. So I had hoped when I became a teacher that I could be that person for at least some people, right? Obviously, everyone's different and you connect with some people more than others, but I wanted to be that person for people who needed me, like I would have needed somebody. So that was kind of my reason. The second one I want to choose from this list is the second question, actually, which is, was there ever a time where you felt like changing your career path away from teaching? Yes. Well, probably not surprisingly, it was actually this year. COVID was probably, and teaching during COVID was probably one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do in my teaching career. And there were several times through this year where I thought, I don't know if I can do this. And I debated going to the private sector. I have a lot of transferable skills and things like that. And I really did think about leaving teaching. And I have, probably done that maybe once or twice in my career besides right now, but never with as much thought and consideration as this year. I love what I do, and there's so much that keeps me wanting to do it. But this year was hard. So, also I have thought about, I want to write and illustrate, books. Love to be a writer. I'd love to write children's books, and I'm an artist and I love to do art. So sometimes when I drift off from thinking about why I love teaching and wanting to get away from that, it's just to be able to have more opportunities for creative outlet. And I don't have that as much as I would love to have that as a teacher. So, I know that I could do that in my own personal time, but, we're all busy and I don't really have that. So I often kind of secretly kind of dream of having that be something that I can do more. Choose two personal questions. I kind of alluded to the first one already that I wanted to do, which is what are some of my hobbies? So I love art and painting and creating and anything artistic. I love gardening. And again, I kind of feel like that's just an opportunity to like be creative outside. So kind of like or being outdoors in general, actually, but gardening especially it was definitely a hobby of mine. Yeah, I love to be busy. I refinish furniture. I love to just kind of be like crafty, and I love to read and watch movies and shows and things like that as well. Okay, so that was the one about the hobbies. And then finally, the last one, I gotta find the one I wanted to answer again in this list here. I feel like there's one more I'm not seeing here. Hang on. Yes. Okay. So it's really hard for me to pick from these last ones. If I could travel anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? So I guess that's a hard one because I haven't traveled to too many places, and I really want to travel more. And now I kind of feel like I'm just at that point where I'm able to start traveling more. And of course, now we have a lot of travel restrictions and stuff like that. But I would say that, well, this is a really hard one. So probably a mixture of South America and probably South America, and then the British Isles would be like the first places I would go. So my sister-in-law is actually from Colombia, and I know her family, and we're kind of like all one kind of big extended family. And so it's a beautiful country, and it's somewhere that I've always wanted to travel ever since I've met this person, since I've met her. And so probably there, and then see some other beautiful spots in South America while I'm there. And then also to the British Isles. I have, things I'd love to do there. There's some family connections there that I'd love to explore. And of course, I'm just obsessed with like sort of cultural things. So I watch a lot of British TV and things like that. And so I'd probably want to like, see some things related to those kinds of interests and stuff. And I'm obsessed with a Welsh TV show. And so I'm really, really interested in like sort of places and culture in Wales right now. And, I just think it's a really beautiful area. Of family from Ireland and that are still in Ireland, and I'd love to be able to kind of go there and explore there, and just like some really beautiful areas. But of course, I just want to travel as much as I can. So, I could extend that list. So hopefully after hearing this interview, and I did do some rambling, you feel like you have a better sense of who I am, and good luck with your project.